Hope the interview went well. It was fine. It made me realize even more how much I need to get out of California. So get this. A law passed in 2024 that if you want to get your concealed carry weapon license, the sheriff has to do a review of your social media account to make sure you are not posting something that is unbecoming of a permit owner for a concealed carry. He found my furry porn page. No, I had to show him my algorithm. I had to show him my Twitch. I had to scroll through my channels in Discord. I had to scroll through my Instagram feed and my Instagram page. He wanted to see my X account. He wanted to see what I posted on X. Who am I following on X? Call me fucking crazy, but I see it as a tremendous breach of privacy. So I was very much not thrilled. Also, so I got interviewed by 2 sheriffs, and one of them was very much not liking that I was a content creator. Oh, dude. He was like, you know, this isn't made for content, right? We're not here to provide you content. And I'm like, I wanted to say, bitch, do you see a fucking camera with me? Well, the other guy was more reasonable because he's like, yeah, my kids tell me that they want to do that for a living. And the other guy was like, I know you want to talk about this, but you should not be telling anyone that you are going through these procedures. Otherwise, they're going to know you're walking around with a loaded weapon. I'm like, you know, I was like, you know, most of my friends that I have, they live outside California, and they really like to disparage the way that we go about concealed carry in the state. Because in a lot of other states, you know, it's natural. You get to concealed carry. You have to apply for a permit. And in California, I have to submit to an interview. I have to get a full background check. I have to go to training. And he's like, well, I shit you not. I shit you not. This is what the guy said. Well, you don't want a bunch of people walking around concealed carry, right? He's like, let's say you're at a park and some guy tries kidnapping your wife and you smoke him. And then what happens to the other guy who's also a concealed carry, seeing what's going on, seeing you draw down on a guy? Then what's he gonna do to you? And I'm like, don't argue. I need their approval to get my permit. He was trying to purposely be as annoying asshole to make sure you don't have anger management issues. Whatever the fucking circumstance was, I would say that all it did was make me realize how bad the state is. And he was and then at the end, they're like, look, I'm just gonna be straight with you. If you want to take classes with us, you know, we've been trained on irons for our entire careers. Oh, that's the other thing. They made me scroll through the Pew Pew channel. I posted a picture of my Glock in there, and he's like, is that your Glock? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, how's that red dot? And I said, you know, I haven't dialed it in yet, but I'm looking forward to it. The other guy's like, you know, a red dot's not gonna save you. Just like, yep. That is why I got high irons to go through the red dot. That's why I got lifted irons, so that way if that ever happens, I can shoot without the dot. Oh my dude, it was not a very good interview. I have no problem fingerprinting. I've got nothing to hide. And realistically, I don't even have anything to hide on social media either. When he was scrolling through my Instagram feed, all he was seeing were fat titties and fucking people getting their bones broken. I think I also saw like the I have this common video that pops up on my Instagram feed of a guy putting a bag of he puts a bunch of pennies into a sock, and then he freezes the sock in pennies after he puts them in a Dixie cup with water. And I saw that, and I was really hoping he'd click on it. What was I saying? Oh, they were asking me a bunch of a bunch of basic questions, you know, like, have I ever been to a psychologist? Have I ever, when was the last time I committed a crime? And I don't think that they're asking for me to like just admit things. I think they're just, it's like a character evaluation, which those I didn't mind. I don't mind you asking me questions. I think the process is incredibly silly. I don't, you know what? I live in the state. I'll abide by the rules here. They told me that I could train with like a licensed firearms specialist, or I could train with them. In my head, I was like, instantly, I'm gonna train with a specialist. I'm not gonna train with these 2 knuckleheads. Like, there's no way. They disparaged off-duty. So, I had to scroll through all my Discord channels. They're like, why do you have a red dot? Why not, you know, just use iron sights? And I said, well, my buddy has a concealed carry, and he served as a police officer for a long time. And he said, if you're going to, like, the whole purpose of this is to protect yours and your family's life. So why wouldn't you have the best possible equipment to do that, to give you the best possible outcome in every way? And They're like, not to disparage your friend or anything, but you should get an opinion from more than just one person. And this part I actually agree with. They're like, no amount of red dot is gonna save you. Training is gonna save you. And it's like, yes, I know that. Yes, training. Taking out and practicing. The condescension was just like, dude, I'm not here to be your fucking enemy. I just want to be able to protect my family in public. They're talking to me like they just pulled me over. You know what I mean? They're like, and no, it was funny is they're like, Off Duty is also one of my references. I had to put down references. I explained to them, you know, he was, and they're like, so why are you listening to him? And I was like, well, he was a detective in Oklahoma for ICAC. And they're like, do you know what ICAC is? And I was like, oh, believe me, when you're really good friends with someone from ICAC, you know what, you learn real quick what that is. And then one of the officers he actually kind of laughed. He laughed out loud because he probably has a friend just like that. But yeah, one of them was like, he was fairly reasonable, and the other one was a super hard ass. As soon as he found out that I was a content creator, man, he just started talking to me so disrespectfully. Oh, that's the other thing. One of them told me that my firearm that I want to have is because you have to, you know, you have to write down which one you're going to conceal carry so it's on record. They're like, you may want to get a smaller one. You have until you fingerprint to decide that, but it's concealed carry, not open carry. Concealing that one is going to be a lot more difficult because you have the red dot on it. It was just like, bro, Off Duty Gamer showed me exactly how he concealed carries, and you would never be able to tell in a million fucking years he has it on. How big is your prison pocket? It's all in the tucking game. No room for both pistols. Sir, are you talking about my penis? Yeah, and like, I was thinking about like the things that they were saying, and like the whole, you don't want people to know. Maybe they thought I'm a lot bigger of a content creator than I am, but it's not like I'm walking down the street and people are recognizing me. So that might be where like the condescension came in. Every streamer is XQC. Yeah, kind of like how my grandpa thought that every cartoon was Mickey Mouse. Hey, look, it's the Kamiya Mama reaction guy. I hate that that's like my most popular clip.